Welcome back to Inside Marketing. I am DMC and we are at Andy's Business Coaching with the man himself, Mr. Andy Parkin. Welcome to the show.
It's fantastic to be here and talking to you, Dan.
Thank you very much. So I was walking past, as I do on my usual booth round before we start interviewing people, and my eye was caught the entrepreneur's marketing system, which couldn't be more inside marketing if we tried. And seeing as you're one of the two men behind the book, I thought we'd dig into it a little bit, find out what the book's about, what the system is about, and really what you've noticed as an entrepreneur yourself that people fall foul of typically in their marketing strategies. So, before we kick into anything, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about Andy's Business Coaching?
Well, I'm obviously Andy of Andy's Business Coaching, and I set out on my entrepreneur's journey 20 odd years ago. And when you set out, it's often a little bit fraught. You're often a very good practitioner of what you do, but you know nothing about business and how business works.
I hear that.
So you get the pain, you find what works, you find what doesn't work. And along that journey, I discovered Entrepreneur Circle. So an organisation, and it was a really fantastic first introduction to them. Met Steve Wozniak from Apple, Chris
great
Hoy
and wonderful was.
Absolutely. So it was truly inspiring. And so from that point, I started implementing all the processes, because I think in the business world, you can often find lots of things, lots of bright, shiny objects. You can try this, you try that, you read this, you read that. But a lot of the time it's about implementing and being consistent. So if you're reading books, it's about actually then doing something with it. So I then got the opportunity to actually work as a business coach. So I'd run a successful business, employed 30 plus people, multi-million pound revenue, and then this is what I love to do. So it's growing other people's businesses.
Well, that's funny enough, that actually brings me on to my first question really about the book itself. Obviously, there are loads of books out there about how to succeed at marketing, how to succeed as an entrepreneur. What's different about this one?
Well, I think the simplicity. It is tried and tested, so it's been operated throughout lots of different businesses. So again, we've learned from the process. So we've kind of said, no, that doesn't work, or it doesn't work with business owners. It might work if it's implemented, but you'll find that lots of people are not prepared to implement. So it's different from that perspective. It's easy to get on with. But if you want to know how to be a billionaire, all the information's out there. So there's no secrets. There's no secrets in this book. But it's just compiling it in an easy to read format that can be implemented. But the secret is to go out and implement.
Yes.
And to be consistent. It's about consistency. It's not doing a bit now, leave it for 6 months, doing a bit then. It's just consistency. So there's no rocket science there. There's no revelations at all. It's literally just a nice, easy system that anybody can implement.
Interesting. So you're here on the booth a lot, talking to a lot of people who clearly see that you do coaching, therefore they come to you with issues. What are some of the biggest either challenges that people are facing, or even some of the mistakes you're regularly seeing people make in their marketing strategies?
Yes, I think, as you say, there's the gung-ho attitude, so you're just trying this, throwing money at it, not researching, not really checking the copy and everything that goes with it, researching the market, and they're just putting stuff out. So poor quality initially. Sometimes people are getting paralyzed because they're trying for perfection as well. So that can be a big issue. One of the amazing things that I'm seeing at the moment, though, is people are stopping spending money on marketing.
Interesting.
Because they're thinking, how do I save money? I'm going to save my way out of this pending recession. So I'm going to save. Where can I save money? Easiest thing to do, stop spending on marketing. So that is the crazy thing. Once you know the numbers, you know you're going to get the return on that investment, and you're going to keep investing. people stopping marketing right now don't really understand the numbers.
And talking of understanding the numbers, marketing ROI, it's got to be one of those, it's almost fable, actually being able to prove an ROI. But I feel you've got some insight into how you can go about doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got to stop with the gut kind of measurement and things like that. It's all about tracking. So we've got to track everything that we do. So whether we're using, analytics, whether we're using tracking numbers, tracking emails, we need to know exactly where that's coming from, and then we can work out cost of conversions, etc. from it. So it's all in the tracking. So we trust the data. We've got to be able to trust that data that comes through, and then we can make informed business decisions regarding marketing.
In data we trust, indeed. Just before we wrap up, and if you'll indulge, I've been looking at this wheel a lot, and we spoke about this before as well. I have a personal bugbear, as a lot of people will know from watching these interviews before, with stands that do things to attract people that have absolutely nothing to do with the thing that they do. So you can get people in, they go, oh, thanks, I had a great time, they take all your freebies, but they don't actually have any reason to become clients and to actually do business. Yeah. So, if I can just briefly go off camera, any chance I can steal this for a minute? We have right here, and I don't know if it'll stay in frame. We might have to, Andy, you might have to come around the front briefly. I don't know if we can see this. Yeah, just about. There we go. But as you can see, we got this. What would you describe this as? The wheel of?
It is the wheel of life.
Actually, come back this way, because I'll even come off camera just for this. Maybe yes. I'll dip round. There we go. And I'll come around the back.
It is the wheel of life. And as an entrepreneur, it's kind of good news. You're an entrepreneur. Bad news. You're an entrepreneur. Because it's all down to you. And so with a business, it can provide lots of good things. So the good things could be you could do charity work, get exclusive holidays choice, dream house, private education, luxury car, and time. But then the downside is you could end up in your business with no money, can't pay the bills, bad credit rating, relationship breakdown, no time, loss of home, and loss of business. So ultimately, it's about not leaving your business to chance and having a plan, having a coach.
And but to me, ultimately what it is it's something that actually gets, while we've been talking, people have been sort of coming up and slyly kind of grabbing the golden envelopes that go with your prize. You probably have seen a couple of hands reaching into the screen as we've been talking. That's this popular. But what I love is the fact that it gets you thinking about the thing that you do. And this is something that just isn't coming up enough with a lot of stands. So on that note, mind if I have a quick spin?
Go, Dan.
Here we go. Oh, it's like Wheel of Fortune. Yep, seems accurate. No time sounds about right. Yeah. On that note, I've probably got some editing to do. So, Andy, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. It's been fascinating. I mean, I can see it here. I normally ask people to pitch their own website, but it's andysbusinesscoaching.co.uk if you want to get in touch with Andy himself. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much for being here.
Lovely, pleasure, Dan.
Please do like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.